yes, you married us and you are committed to us, to a lifetime together, but that doesn't erase our deep-seated anxieties, especially if there are a lot of snakes around. And yes, I call them snakes because they are deceitful and poisonous, and just because of the way they slither their way into the man. And hey everyone, and welcome back again to my channel. So today I want to talk about something that is close to my heart, as well as something that has been on my mind lately. The fears that many Filipinas, especially young ones like me, may experience when married to a foreigner, especially to an older foreigner. And we all know that the Philippines has this large age gap in relationships, and you can see all that as well on different YouTube vloggers who have an older husband or boyfriend. They, or even me and my husband, often share our stories and give insights into the challenges and rewards of being in a relationship with an older foreigner. Some of these vloggers also discuss cultural differences and how they navigate them in their relationships, but no one really talked about the things that we Filipinos fear when married to an older foreigner. And with that, let me start by saying that I am not generalizing, because maybe some of these young Filipinas don't experience this kind of thing, and well, we all have different experiences in our relationship or marriage. However, in my case, I have noticed certain challenges that come with being married to an older foreigner. So here's the thing. Love knows no boundaries, and we all know that. Wherever you are in this world, we all come together and meet, and it's a beautiful thing when people from different parts of the world come together. But when you are a young Filipina married to an older guy, there are some unique fears and concerns that tend to creep in. First things first, I would say that we Filipinas fear being left alone, especially when our foreign husbands are much older and have medical conditions. We fear that one day, when everything seems so fun and enjoyable, things will happen that can turn our world around. We fear that one day our husbands might become seriously ill or pass away, leaving us alone and uncertain about our future. We fear that one day our worst nightmares may become a reality. And it is tough to imagine a future without them, and most of the time, this fear leads to feelings of anxiety and sadness. And we often question whether we will ever find happiness again, or if we are doomed to live in perpetual fear. It is so daunting to think about facing the unknown without any sense of security or comfort. The fear of being widowed at a relatively young age and maybe left alone in a foreign land can be very overwhelming and paralyzing. And it can make one feel constantly on edge and unable to fully relax or enjoy the life. Another thing that we Filipinas fear is the possibility of our husbands leaving us for another woman or having a third party in the marriage. I mean, yes, you married us and you are committed to us, to a lifetime together, but that doesn't erase our deep-seated anxieties, especially if there are a lot of snakes around. And yes, I call them snakes because they are deceitful and poisonous, and just because of the way they slither their way into the man. And I'll tell you one thing, one specific example that actually happened to us, me and Paul, in real life. We were in Cebu at the mall, of course, and we were just strolling around, doing window shopping. Of course, as a Filipina, I am marking my territories. I am holding his hands. So when we went past this couple of Filipino girls, well, you guessed it, I didn't like the way they, or specifically those two girls, gave my husband this slutty look. And despite the fact that I was there beside him, holding his hands, and of course we had our wedding rings on, they still continued to stare at him provocatively. And it is very sad, and I am quite angry as well because, well, despite the fact that they see that we are together, they still choose to disrespect our relationship. So, yes, even when you guys are married and you are out in the public, you will still get that look from other women. Even if they see you, that you have a girl beside you. It is kind of frustrating, and it can make us feel insecure, as if our presence doesn't matter at all. And another thing that we young Filipinas fear, and for the most part, we have experienced this, and it is the fear of judgment from society. There's no secret that there's a large age gap in relationship in the Philippines. Of course, young Filipinas will be criticized and judged by society. I mean, just by watching the Western women respond to their fellow countrymen looking to find and marry a young woman in another country is enough to understand the double standards and hypocrisy. It is unfair and unjust to single out Filipinas when similar behavior exists elsewhere. Of course, we Filipinas cannot rule out our own countrymen as well, right? We see and experience being judged by our own people. Marrying an older foreigner, for the most part, invites unwanted scrutiny and comments. Marrying an older foreigner may lead to assumptions about financial motives or a lack of genuine love and connection. We worry about being labeled gold diggers when in fact we don't even know how to dig gold. I mean, seriously though, I know that maybe some of you may experience being robbed or scammed by your Filipina, but there are still good ones out there. And here in the Philippines, the hypocrisy is so huge that if you are a famous actress or a famous Filipina and you are young and you got married to an older expat, then they'll praise you and say good things towards you. But if you are just a normal Filipina, no matter how genuine your love is, they will judge you and criticize you mercilessly. So yes, we Filipinas still have that fear when we go outside. We fear that they'll judge us and criticize us for choosing older foreigners. Yes, I admit, being with an older foreigner does have a lot of positive impact on our lives. And these foreigners change our social status, or our lives in general. But it doesn't mean that we love our husband because of it. And it can be hurtful to deal with those stereotypes and assumptions in a relationship, but it is something that we need to be prepared for when entering a relationship or marriage, especially with a big age gap. So overall, being in a relationship with an older foreigner has its own sets of fears and concerns. And if you're not going to talk to your spouses about it, it can lead to misunderstandings and potential conflict down the line. So with that, I am sure that there are more fears that your Filipina faces. Just always remember to communicate them. So I thank you all for joining me today in this topic. And thank you to all that subscribe to my channel and to my husband's channel. I really do appreciate it. Until next time, bye.